In this video, you will discover the impressive events that mark the sounding of the trumpets, revealing incredible and deep visions about the end times. Here, we are introduced to frightening and deeply symbolic events that occur with the sounding of the fifth and sixth trumpets. These trumpets are part of a series of 7, each bringing catastrophes and divine revelations about the end times. The Book of Revelation, also known as the Book of Revelations, is the last part of the Bible and was written by the Apostle John. It contains profound and impactful visions about the end times revealed to John by God. These visions describe dramatic events that will lead to the final judgment and the renewal of all creation. At the heart of Revelation, we have the 7 trumpets, which are signs of divine judgment. Each trumpet, when sounded, announces a catastrophic event that affects both heaven and earth. The trumpets represent a series of progressive judgments that intensify the suffering and purification of the world, preparing it for the coming of the kingdom of God. At the sounding of the 5th trumpet, a star falls from heaven to earth, receiving the key to the shaft of the abyss. When the shaft is opened, dense smoke rises, darkening the sun and the air as if a great furnace had been lit. From the smoke emerge terrifying creatures, resembling locusts, but with the power of scorpions, ready to torment men. These locusts have a terrifying and fascinating appearance: human faces, long hair like women's, teeth like lions, and on their heads crowns of gold. They wear iron breastplates, and the sound of their wings is like that of many chariots rushing into battle. Their stingers, located in their tails, are like those of scorpions, and with these stingers, they torment men for 5 months. During this time, the suffering inflicted by the locusts is so intense that people will desire death, but it will flee from them. They are allowed to torment only those who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads, sparing God's servants from this terrible suffering. They cannot kill, only cause intense and prolonged pain. The leadership of these creatures is given to a king, the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek, Apollyon, which means destroyer. This angel commands the army of locusts, directing their actions and intensifying the torment on those who are affected. This apocalyptic scene is one of the most vivid and terrifying described in the Book of Revelations, marking a period of unimaginable suffering and chaos on earth. The symbolism here is powerful and deep. The fallen star may represent a fallen angel or a corrupted authority, while the shaft of the abyss symbolizes the release of evil forces. The locusts, with their scorpion-like power, are a metaphor for spiritual and emotional torments, indicating a period of intense trial and suffering that tests the faith and endurance of men. At the sounding of the 6th trumpet, the 6th angel releases the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates. These angels, kept ready for this specific hour, day, month, and year, are released to fulfill their mission of destruction. The release of these angels marks the beginning of a catastrophic event where 1/3 of humanity is destined to perish. The release of the angels from the Euphrates is a moment of great impact, heralding imminent chaos and destruction. These 4 angels command a vast army of horsemen, whose description is astonishing. The number of horsemen is 200 million, and they ride horses with lion-like heads which emit fire, smoke, and sulfur from their mouths. These 3 plagues, fire, smoke, and sulfur, are the instruments of death that claim the lives of 1/3 of humanity. The horses' tails are like serpents, with heads that also cause harm. The vision of this army is frightening and serves as a powerful symbol of destruction and judgment. The interpretation of this passage varies among scholars and theologians. Many believe that the 4 angels represent forces of evil that, although temporarily restrained, are divinely appointed to fulfill God's plans. The release of these angels marks a crucial point where the great river Euphrates, often seen as a natural barrier, is removed. This act of removal may symbolize the lifting of divine restraints, allowing these destructive forces to operate freely for a specific period. This vision suggests that, for a time, evil is permitted to act without hindrance, bringing great destruction with it. These visions of judgment, torment, and destruction remind us of the seriousness and urgency of the divine message. They challenge us to reflect on our own faith and the need to be watchful and prepared for the times of judgment to come. May we use these revelations not only as a warning, but as an inspiration to strengthen our faith and draw closer to God, seeking to live with integrity and unwavering faith.